Hello everyone, welcome to AZ500, and today we are going to secure Azure AD users with MFA, multi-factor authentication. If we look at the threat landscape against user identities today, there are few types of attacks where having a complex password can help. Complex passwords could provide some mitigation against threats such as password spray and brute force attacks, but they offer no mitigation against other prominent identity threats such as credential stuffing, breach replay, phishing, database extraction, and malware sniffing. Why? Because in all those cases, the password is already exposed. For example, in the case of a successful phishing attack, the attacker already has the password. This is why MFA, multi-factor authentication. Microsoft says if you enable MFA, you dodge 99% of identity attacks. Well, we all know it's a sales pitch, but for sure it is helpful. And it is a necessity to avoid the identity-based attacks for sure. Luckily for us, Azure AD comes with native MFA capabilities that are easy to implement. So you need not to think out of the box or think for vendors or apply configuration, installation, implementation. No, you don't need to do that. Azure AD got you. Azure AD MFA enables users to validate their identities using an additional form of authentication. Beyond username and password during sign-in, when implemented, users have the option of validating their identities using any of the methods below in combination with their passwords. Well, as you can see on the screen, we understand why it is needed, right? Because there are so many identity attacks which can't be sorted with complex passwords. And what are the multiple ways of verifying? We're going to talk about these now. And how to implement MFA in Azure AD? Of course, we're going to see all those things. All right, so let's start with various ways we can have second vector authentication. Phone call, text messages, mobile application notification, mobile app verification code, and OAuth compliant tokens. So these are the 5 ways Azure AD can have MFA for your environment. Azure AD MFA service places a call to the user's registered phone number. The user then approves the authentication using their phone keypad. Azure AD MFA service sends a 6-digit code to the user's registered mobile phone number. The user then enters the verification code into the sign-in interface to complete the authentication. Azure AD MFA service sends a verification request to a user's smartphone, which asks them to complete the verification by selecting Verify in the mobile app. Azure AD MFA service sends a 6-digit OAuth verification code to the user's mobile phone or app. The user then enters this code on the sign-in page. This code is changes in every 30 seconds. And of course, Azure AD MFA service prompts the user to enter the one-time password code displayed on their OAuth device. The user enters this code on the sign-in page to complete the authentication. It could be hardware device or software as well. So there are different ways to implement MFA in Azure AD. The basic method is to enable MFA by changing a user state. This is also referred as per user MFA. The downside to this method is that User will prompt it for MFA for all applications that they access, except if their source IP configured as a trusted IP for exclusion. Users getting prompted for MFA for every application may result in poor user experience, and we do not want that, right? We want effective and wonderful user experience, not making them frustrated on the name of security, right? So a better option is to enable MFA with conditional access policies. This option allows us to only prompt users for MFA based on the conditions that we define, providing a more granular MFA experience. For example, we can configure a policy to challenge users for MFA only if they are connecting from an unexpected or unusual location. But if they are working from a trusted office network, they're okay to not do MFA. We will cover conditional policies in more detail later, but for now, just know that this option requires Azure AD Premium editions. If you need wonderful tooling, wonderful services, you gotta pay, right? So we understood verify ways, and now let's see how to implement. All right, let me open my portal. All right, there we go. There is my portal. So what we need to do, we need to go simply to the Azure Active Directory. You need to go under Manage, we have Security. Under Security, you have multi-factor authentication. Now, I do not have the license, so if you are also using a free one, then you can utilize the free licenses here. That's the reason I capture some screenshot to show you. Once you click there, you need to get start, and we can have cloud-based MFA settings right here on the next page. Okay, then we have all those options here: call to phone, text message, notification, verification code, things like that. We can configure these, and whenever our user will access those applications, he needs to go ahead and register himself to this MFA process that we have chosen. Maybe phone, they need to register the phone, maybe the text message, things like that. And in the next time, there would be a prompt for the MFA once the user is registered. Well, for now, that's all about it, and I hope it would be helpful. Well, thank you for watching. In next video, we're going to implement conditional access policies, which is very interesting. Take care. Bye-bye.